Late evening settled over downtown Houston, the kind of hour when the city glowed but its truths dimmed. Inside the steel-crowned steakhouse, polished floors, low jazz, and the quiet arrogance of wealth, Emily Carter moved between tables with the practiced grace of someone who couldn't afford mistakes. Her worn shoes ached, yet her voice stayed steady. No one noticed. No one ever noticed. Until tonight. At the far corner near the kitchen door, a man who looked out of place, faded jacket, calm posture, eyes sharper than his appearance, watched the room like he was searching for a single fracture in its perfection. When Emily set a glass of water before him, he spoke without lifting his voice. "Your manager talks to you like he owns you." Emily's breath caught. Her hand almost slipped. "Sir, please don't say that out loud." But across the dining room, Manager Gregory Hale was already staring at her. Cold, calculating, the kind of look that turned fear into obedience. And in that instant, the stranger's gaze met hers again, steady, unshaken, as if he knew more than he should. As if he hadn't come here to eat. What he reveals next will tear open everything this restaurant hides. Don't miss it. Like the video and subscribe to Canada's Heartfelt Tales for more gripping stories. Emily Carter felt the weight of the night pressing down on her the moment she stepped back into the dining room. The steel-crowned steakhouse glowed with its usual polished arrogance, golden chandeliers, velvet seats, and the low hum of wealth that never had to raise its voice. But tonight, there was something different, something sharp in the air, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. Adam Lawson remained in the corner, seated at the same wobbly table no one important ever asked for. His faded jacket didn't fit the restaurant's glossy atmosphere, yet he sat there like someone who belonged, not to the room but to the truth it was hiding. Emily tried to keep her attention on her tray, but her eyes kept drifting back to him. The quiet intensity in his gaze unsettled her, not because it scared her, but because it felt like recognition. As she placed a plate on table 12, Daniel pulled her aside. "Gregory's in a mood tonight. I'd avoid him if I were you." "When is he not?" Emily answered. Daniel didn't laugh. He just squeezed her arm gently and disappeared toward the bar. The small exchange didn't go unnoticed. Gregory Hale stood by the wine rack, swirling a glass of Merlot with a smirk that looked carved, not earned. His eyes stayed locked on Emily like a shadow waiting for the right moment to stretch. Emily didn't dare approach Adam's table again. Not yet. She needed space to breathe, to remind herself that no matter how many times Adam said he wanted to make sure she was safe, she still worked under a man who could ruin her with a single sentence. But fate didn't wait for permission. When she rounded the corner toward the kitchen, she nearly collided with Gregory. He blocked her path with one arm pressed against the wall. "You're avoiding table 32, he said, his tone playful in a way that made her skin crawl. "I'm just serving my assigned sections, sir. Don't lie to me." His voice dropped low. "You were outside with him last night." Emily's pulse spiked. "He walked me out. Nothing else." Gregory leaned closer. "You think men do favors for free? You think he doesn't want something?" He chuckled darkly. "He'll use you, Emily. And then he'll leave you to clean up the mess." She kept her voice steady. "That's not who he is." "You don't know who he is," Gregory hissed. "But I do." Emily frowned. "What do you mean?" Gregory pushed off the wall, straightening his jacket. "Let's just say I did my research today. And whatever he told you, whatever he looks like, it's an act. All of it." He walked away before she could respond, leaving a cold trail in his wake. Emily finally returned to Adam's table. He looked up instantly, sensing the tension she tried so hard to mask. "You okay?" he asked quietly. "I've had worse nights," she replied. "That's not an answer." Emily hesitated. She shouldn't talk. She shouldn't trust him. But the truth spilled anyway. "He's trying to make me afraid of you." Adam set his glass down. "Is it working?" "No," she whispered. "Not anymore." He studied her face, searching for something she wasn't sure she had left. When she turned to walk away, he said, almost in a whisper, Emily, I'm not here by accident. Her steps faltered. She didn't dare look back. But the words slipped under her skin, burning with unanswered questions. Hours later, when the last guests left and the staff began cleaning, Gregory's voice cut through the room again. Emily. Office. Now. Daniel shot her a worried look, but she forced a brave smile and went. Inside the office, Gregory shut the door and leaned against it, arms folded. Let's get one thing straight, he said. That man is trouble. I want you nowhere near him. Emily stared at the desk instead of his face. Sir, he hasn't done anything. You think I care? Gregory snapped. I run this place. And if I tell you to stay away from a customer, you stay away. Emily's jaw tightened. With respect, sir, I talk to customers every day. It's my job. Gregory slammed his fist onto the desk. Don't push me, Emily. The sound jerked through her, but she didn't move. You want to know who he is? Gregory said. He's an inspector. Secret auditor. He's here to find dirt on this restaurant. And if he does, we all go down, including you. Emily's heartbeat thudded in her ears. Why would I go down? Because you serve here. You sign off on inventory. You're in the system. If he finds anything, you're the perfect scapegoat. He smirked. Pretty girl, no resources, no connections. Easy to blame. Her breath hitched. Sir, that's not. Oh, it's exactly how the world works, he said. I protect you. He destroys you. Choose wisely. Emily backed away, her legs shaking. I need to get back to work. He opened the door and whispered, Stay away from him, or you'll regret it. She walked out before he could see the tears gathering in her eyes. Through the window, she saw Adam still sitting at the corner table, the weight of the world sitting calmly on his shoulders. Before she could approach him, two unfamiliar men entered the restaurant, broad shoulders, stiff expressions. They scanned the room, whispering to each other. Emily's stomach dropped. Gregory had called reinforcements. She moved quickly, approaching Adam with urgency. You need to leave, she whispered. Right now. He looked at her, confused. Emily, please, she insisted. He sent people after you. Adam exhaled slowly, as if expecting this. I'm not going anywhere. Why? She begged. Why are you doing this? He finally told her. Because the truth about this place didn't start tonight. I've been watching it for months. And I'm not leaving until I finish what I came here to do. Before she could respond, the two men approached, blocking their exit. One said, Sir, manager wants a word. Adam stood slowly. Tell him I'm busy. Emily's panic surged. Adam, don't. He gave her a reassuring look. Trust me. But when the men grabbed his arms, Emily shouted, Stop! He didn't do anything. That was the moment Adam's demeanor changed. His calm eyes sharpened, not with fear but with calculation. Let go, he said, voice deadly quiet. The men hesitated, not because of his tone, but because another figure walked into the room behind them. A tall man in a charcoal suit, followed by two others. One by one, staff members stopped cleaning. Silence spread like wildfire. Emily whispered, Who are they? Adam stepped forward. My team. He stared, stunned. Your team. The man in the suit nodded respectfully at Adam. Everything's ready, sir. Gregory stormed out of the office. What the hell is going on? Adam turned to him with a stillness that felt like a final judgment. You wanted to know who I am, he said. Here's your answer. Gregory scoffed. Some kind of act. Some cheap intimidation tactic. Adam placed a leather folder on a table. No. This is the summary of your actions over the past 7 months. Fraud. Harassment. Manipulation. Extortion. All documented. Gregory paled. That's ridiculous. Adam ignored him and kept speaking. When a manager weaponizes fear, someone has to listen. Someone has to act. And unfortunately for you, that someone is the person who owns the controlling shares of this entire restaurant chain. A murmur erupted across the room. Emily covered her mouth. Gregory's knees nearly buckled. No, that's not, this can't. Adam stepped closer. You chose the wrong person to threaten. Two of Adam's men stepped beside Gregory. You are hereby terminated, Adam said. Effective immediately. Gregory tried to run. He didn't make it 2 steps before Adam's team took hold of him and escorted him toward the door. He screamed curses, threats, desperate lies, but no one listened. The moment the doors shut behind him, the entire staff broke into applause. Emily didn't clap. She cried. Softly, quietly. But for the first time they were tears of release, not fear. Adam walked toward her. It's over, Emily. She looked up at him. You saved us. No, he said. You told the truth. I just made sure it mattered. For the first time in years, Emily felt something warm bloom in her chest. Possibility. Oh. A future where survival didn't mean silence. But little did she know. Gregory's downfall was only the beginning of what he would lose next. Because the consequences waiting for him outside those doors were far worse than being fired. When the last traces of chaos faded from the dining room, Emily stepped outside, letting the cool night air settle around her. The world felt strangely wider, as if someone had pulled back a curtain she didn't know existed. For years she had moved through life quietly, measuring every word, shrinking herself to survive. But tonight proved something she had never dared believe. Truth didn't need to shout to be powerful. It only needed the right moment, and someone brave enough to stand beside it. Adam joined her at the curb, hands in his pockets. No longer the quiet stranger in worn clothes, but a man who understood exactly what fear could do to people like her. You realize everything changes from here, he said. Emily nodded. Maybe for the first time. That doesn't scare me. He smiled, not heroic, not grand, just real. Good. You earned better days. As he walked toward the waiting car, Emily looked back at the restaurant. The glowing sign flickered softly, no longer a place that weighed on her shoulders, but a reminder of what she overcame. She wasn't the same woman who had entered that shift. She had found a voice she once thought she'd lost. Some truths break you open. Others rebuild you. And Emily was finally ready to choose the second kind. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and help Canada's Heartfelt Tales grow by subscribing for more powerful journeys just like this.